Hello, this is Anthony. Let's walk and talk. I'm in Costa Rica getting ready to walk down this long set of stairs, so bear with me as we make our way down. You know, when I like to do these videos, I try to find places where I could get a little bit more quiet, clear connection with you so that when we're talking about different things, it's not a situation where I have 1,400 cars driving by like this morning when I tried to do a video. However, I don't necessarily know where that moment's going to be or where it's going to take me. So, you know, we talk a lot about life is like Earth school, that your soul incarnates here in order to learn, grow, and evolve. And that is an absolute, in my mind, an absolute truth. As I've traveled throughout this beautiful planet that we exist in, and I've gotten to experience a great many things, that seems to be, for me anyways, an absolute about the purpose of life, to know thyself. However, one of the greatest lessons that was actually presented to me very clearly yesterday, and sometimes this happens, sometimes as I take my journey, I get let's just say opportunities to have very clear messages. And when I say clear messages, what I mean is that the universe presents something to me in such a manner that it is undeniable. And so today what we're going to talk about is choice. One of the greatest lessons of life, choice. You see, people don't think about life from that perspective. They think about life from conquest. They think about life from love, from an egoic perspective. What am I going to leave behind? Who will remember my name? All of these things. And so they set off into life with the sole purpose of creating an existence that somehow will create meaning for their ego. Yet the truth is that even in the greatest of, let's say, people in our history, very few are actually remembered. A lot of times we remember the tyrants as much as we remember the heroes. And so it gives us the illusion that by performing certain deeds or acts, our name will carry on. But at the end of the day, what is your name? What are you? That's something that I think is an important thing to investigate. You see, when you understand that the value in life is choice, you understand a couple of things. One, you understand that you have the ability, every time you get knocked down, to get back up. You understand the power of your life in terms of things that you choose for your life. And you begin to understand when choice is the one true ability that you have to affect change, you begin to see it in a different manner. What do I mean by that? Well, what I mean is this. Most people in life, they go through life and an event happens and they feel like in that event they're offered two options, one option or two options, that there are no more choices or options. When in reality, once you begin to understand that choice is yours, it's freedom, it's the one thing that you can make for self, you begin to open yourself up to understand that any event that occurs, there are actually infinite amount of choices that you can make. Not one or two, infinite. And when you understand that there are infinite choices, it helps you to think outside of the box. It helps you to see the world and all of its perspective outside of the box, which allows you more freedom, more power, and more ability to positively affect your journey. And in some cases, the journey of those around you. This is an important thing to understand, because in understanding these things, what you discover is that by exercising your ability to choose, you are exercising your ability to affect the world, again, whether it be in a positive or a negative manner. Now, I think what's important to look at and consider in this is that as I've as I've given myself the gift of traveling and understanding the existence of the world around us, to see and experience things from others' perspective, from other cultures. It's beautiful down there. This river that I've just discovered on my walk. Giving myself that gift, it's opened my perspective on how other cultures and people affect their life around them, and the choices that they choose to make as well. You see, the problem that I can see is that in certain cultures, choices become more limited based on those around you. For instance, one of the big things that affects our choices is family. And why does that affect our choices? Well, because the way you grow up and the way that you are raised affects your subconscious programming. And unless you choose to examine that and overcome that subconscious programming, your choices become limited to what you've been presented, that has been programmed into you. And the importance of understanding this is understanding that by overcoming that, you open up the opportunity to experience more. The thing that I've noticed on this journey is that there are others like me who understand that choice carries responsibility, but choice also gives you the opportunity and power to forge your own path, forge your life, forge your journey. While most people in the world, it becomes apparent to me that they resist choice. In some cases, they resist choice so much so that their preference would be that someone would make the choice for them. Not because they're not capable of making the choice, no. The reason why is because there's fear in choice. Because if you make a choice and the choice isn't what you would want, then you feel like you are presented with failure. But once you understand that failure isn't failure, it's just an opportunity to learn and to grow and evolve, well, then you no longer fear failure. And when you no longer fear failure, then you start to gain the perspective of, I would rather choose for myself the direction for me rather than have someone else choose my path. Because when someone else chooses my path, I don't know that they're not choosing, my path for their benefit and for my detriment. I would rather choose my path and the outcome of my path be my own decision, my own desire, rather than have someone point the direction. I'd rather find the direction myself, rather than follow all those ahead of me. I would rather follow my own path. You see, I understand the power and the value of choice, and I embrace it. Now, that's not to say that makes me better or worse than anyone else in this world. It just means that I have a conscious understanding of who I am. And everyone has the same ability and has, can have the same conscious understanding. But in order to do that, you have to embrace self. You have to overcome the projections that make you feel like you're not worthy, that make you feel like you're not loved, that make you feel like you're not good enough, that create and bring fear into your life based on your choices. You have to accept and say, hey, if whatever happens is going to be a complete failure, I'd rather it be mine. I don't need to point the finger and blame someone else. I would rather just understand and know why I made the choice I made. And at the time, that choice was the best choice for me. And many times it will be incredible and successful, and other times it will be a wonderful learning lesson. Ergo, why we are here at Earth School. So, what say you? How do you feel about choice? Do you make your own choice, or do you generally tend to leave those options to others? You see, I think one of the other things that have been reflected to me, even in recent time, is when plans are being made, I can see that folks will say, well, there's only this or that option or that option. Yet, again, I see a multitude of other opportunities and potential for decisions that can be made. Sometimes you intercede and suggest a plan, and what occurs is the plan fails, and then what happens is people point the finger at you and suggest that you made the wrong decision. However, they don't accept the responsibility or the accountability that they agreed with the plan you chose, because they weren't firm and strong in the decision of the choice that they were making. I hope that resonates with you. I hope you can better understand that, because I think it's important to help us to understand self, and to understand that choice and accountability are important in this journey in order for you to have the most rich experience in life. So, by the way, if you enjoy this content, please like, share, and subscribe. I am grateful. Until I talk to you again, peace, love, light. Hope you have the most amazing day.